The way that I was embarrassed by my affair partner was very heartbreaking. I never thought that he could do such a thing to me. Yes, we were once in love, but right now, I despise him a lot now. First of all, before y'all would think that I'm crazy and be wondering how I hated the guy I once had an affair with. My affair partner filmed us while we were getting intimate without my permission. I don't even know how to hide my face because I can't even walk normally like the boss lady that I am before. My husband? He isn't even taking this slightly. As I'm writing this right now, I'm not even in the place that I once used to call home because my husband has sent me out of the house. My whole life is a mess right now, all because of my affair partner. I know you all are going to judge me after saying everything that happened. It's okay anyway. I know that I deserve whatever scolding because I really messed up big time. Redditors, I don't know if there would be any need for an introduction because I'm not even happy to be here to begin with. I will do it anyway, but I will have to go anonymous because I don't want things to get out of hand like it is now. I've been thinking about posting this for weeks because I have been scared of the backlash. I'm scared of the crazy things that people will say to me and about me here, but I can't let that stop me from revealing everything and getting it off my chest. I'm scared of being judged, of being called out for my mistakes, but I need to get this off my chest, and I hope that by sharing my story, I can help someone else avoid the same mistakes. But as it is now, the only option for me now is to go anonymously. So guys, for the purpose of this, I would be going by the name Lucy. I am 33 years old. My husband would be going by the name Josh. He is 36 years old. Josh and I met 7 years ago at a restaurant, and we have been married for 5 years. Yes, 5 years. We dated for 2 years before we got married. Well, not exactly 2 years because we started off as friends for a few months before we started dating properly. When Josh and I first met, it was love at first sight. For me, that was what I thought. I won't lie, but my husband is a great guy. He works really hard just to make me comfortable, and he is always there for me. However, I've come to realize that I was blinded by my own self-desires and greediness. In our 7 years of being together, I have thought nothing but myself only. I always put myself first in everything, without considering Josh's feelings. I always try everything to make myself happy. Sometimes, I would go out and spend lavishly on expensive items like bags, shoes, clothes, and accessories. I get all of these things without thinking of giving Josh anything. Funnily enough, the money is his, not mine. Guys, in our 7 years of being together, I don't think I have ever gifted Josh anything. Even on his birthdays, I didn't. He has been the one gifting me, and every time I go shopping, I always get stuff for my friends and I alone. I'm not even proud of it, and I wasn't doing it intentionally. Maybe I never loved him that much as I loved my friends because I always go out of my way to make my friends happy on their birthdays, especially with gifts, but not Josh. Well, he never complained, but anytime I think about it, I always feel ashamed considering how Josh had treated me really well since the first time we met. That selfish attitude made me cheat on him. It wasn't like my husband wasn't enough for me. I just wanted to know how it felt to be free and do whatever I wanted in my marriage. I have seen some women who are married and were having an affair and their husbands didn't even know. They always talked about how happy they were being handled by another man. I just wanted to experience that happiness. If the table was turned, Josh dared not cheat on me. Before Josh and I met, I always talked about cheating and how I hated it. It's funny how I was the one that ended up doing what I spoke ill about, and that's why it's so difficult for him to forgive me and let go of what I did. Right now, I have done nothing but shoot myself in the leg. Guys, Josh is actually a great guy, and he honestly doesn't deserve this betrayal. My husband has been supporting me financially throughout our relationship. I've been living off him, and I'm ashamed to admit it. To be honest, Josh is richer than me. I sell shoes and accessories, but I don't earn as much as Josh. He makes a 6-figure salary, and I've been relying on him to pay my bills. But despite his financial stability, I was never grateful. I always took him for granted, and I never appreciated the things he did for me. I'm ashamed to admit it, but Josh has been my rock and my safety net, even though that sounds cringy. He's been paying our rent, household bills down to groceries. I have never spent a penny on groceries because he took care of that. Yes, I have been living off him, and it's a hard pill to swallow. I remember when we first started dating, he'd take me out for dinner and pay for everything. I thought it was sweet, but now I realize I got too comfortable. There was this one time when I lost my job due to company restructuring. I was devastated, but Josh was there to comfort me. He told me not to worry, that he'd take care of me until I started selling shoes and accessories. I know you all would call me names for cheating on such a great guy. I deserve whatever names right now, because I'm not even proud of myself. Being ashamed is an understatement, because I don't know which words to quantify it. I really hope that Josh can forgive me and take me back after everything. I made a mistake, and it's so heartbreaking that I'm realizing this late. Yes, I wanted to also feel how it is to be handled by another man, but I didn't plan on things to end this way. I can only imagine what my husband would think of me after watching my sex tape with my affair partner. That's just too big. I could remember how he looked at me after watching that video. He was not only embarrassed, but disappointed. He just couldn't believe that his wife was guilty of what he was joking about. The room went silent the moment the video was sent. My husband felt embarrassed and mocked. Everyone started whispering and making side comments. At that moment, I just didn't know what to do. I felt like I should disappear from there because I knew that I had messed up big time. My legs were shaking really hard and I was sweating profusely even though the room was cozy because the air conditioner was on. The one thing I could think of at that moment was to run, but I couldn't because I wasn't close to the door. Guys, it was a traumatic experience for me. Every time I remember that incident, I get goosebumps all over my body. It's just so hard to forget that incident. I pray I heal and move on quickly from it because it's not just a funny experience at all. At this point, I feel like I'm gradually losing my mind. I have practically been reduced to nothing. My friends no longer respect me like they used to, or even want to have anything to do with me anymore. I feel so alone because I have no one checking in on me. My husband is not even talking to me. He didn't give me any chance to explain myself. Guys, I really have a lot to say to him, but he's not giving me that chance. I know you all would be wondering what it is that I want to say, right? Well, I have no words to justify what I have done, and I'm not even trying to justify it in the first place. I take full responsibility for it. I just wanted to explain the fact that that video of me and my affair partner was without my consent. I didn't know that he was filming us that particular day. My affair partner is Fred. Obviously, that's not his real name. Remember, guys, I mentioned earlier that I would want to go anonymous, and so every name that will be mentioned here is fake. So guys, Fred is really a crazy guy. Crazy and very playful. Fred is one guy that doesn't take things seriously, and that gets really on my nerves sometimes. Fred is nothing compared to Josh. He doesn't have a good paying job or even responsible enough to have a family on his own. Fred likes to drink, smoke, and gamble. Sometimes I ask myself what I was doing with such a guy. One thing that kept us seeing each other was the fact that he was good in bed. Josh is good in bed, but not as Fred. That was the only thing that I know Fred was good at that made me hold on to him. We both had fun together, but I regret everything that has happened now. This was not how I imagined my life to be. I didn't even think that one day I would no longer be free like I was, or enjoy the kind of luxury I once enjoyed. It's funny how my life has changed from what it used to look like. Within a twinkle of an eye, everything changed from good to bad, and it's no one's fault but mine. Guys, I don't even know how to express how I feel right now. I have cried enough, and I'm still yet to stop. I have been emotional since the last few weeks. Fred has completely destroyed my life, and he's not even remorseful about it. Guys, I know you all would be wondering how I met Fred, right? Well, Fred and Josh are friends, or should I say we're friends, because they are not as close as they used to. Josh has also cut ties with Fred. Even though they weren't best friends, I still feel guilty splitting them up. They were friends before I met Josh. So guys, Josh and Fred usually hang out with the rest of their friends back then. It was one of those hangouts that I met Fred. At first, Fred and I didn't start seeing each other immediately. It was 4 years after Josh and I got married. Like I mentioned earlier, I had wanted to explore whether it was to be handled by another man, and so I thought about doing it with someone close. Not necessarily a total stranger, of course. So guys, before then, I had found Fred very interesting because of the way he behaved. He's very fun to be with. Fred usually cracks everyone up anytime we have a hangout. Because of how lively he was, I got really close to him. Honestly, I had never thought of any romantic relationship with Fred, and my intention of sleeping with someone close came after Fred, and I got close. Fred and I usually chat all night until I fall asleep. We never made night calls, most especially when Josh was around. The only time we called was when Josh was out of town, and I made sure to delete all call logs. In fact, guys, I had an extra phone that I used to call him. I tried everything so Josh won't suspect me for anything. Then, we haven't started anything serious, but I didn't want Josh to start monitoring me because I was always with my phone and didn't put it down frequently anytime Josh was around. So guys, as time went on, I found myself liking Fred. My friends that were also cheating on their husbands were also giving me tips about how they were having an affair smartly. That got to me, and I thought of giving it a try. Hold on, guys. I don't hold anyone responsible for my infidelity. Yes, my friends played a part in it, but I won't blame them because I'm an adult, and I should be able to detest what's bad. I chose to cheat on Josh on my own will, and trust me, guys, I'm not proud of it a bit. So guys, as time went on, Fred and I started hanging out most especially in secret places to avoid being caught by Josh or any of our friends. It was a casual outing as friends, but we couldn't go out publicly, most especially when no one knew about our friendship, and I didn't know what to tell Josh if he found out that I had been chatting with Fred secretly without his knowledge. So guys, Fred and I kept hanging out together until one day I asked him if we could go over to his house. My excuse was that I just wanted to see what his apartment looked like. Guys, long story short, we got there and I just couldn't control myself and kissed Fred passionately though. He also liked it and didn't stop. We kissed and later ended up in bed and had a great time together. That went on for a year. Yes, I was sleeping with Fred for a year. And guess what, guys? Those times that we had sex together, it was very intense. Fred would make sure that we both were slightly or completely drunk before we got into action. I have never experienced such with Josh or with my other exes. Honestly, guys, I not only liked it, but loved it. I was happy that I was getting what I wanted. Fred was crazy in bed, just like I imagined. We both did a lot of wild things together. Before I met Fred, I was a social drinker, but he made me drink more frequently. Anytime Josh wasn't around, it was worse. Fred would come over with alcoholic drinks, and we would drink until we were drunk. The only thing Fred was doing that I didn't do was smoking. I tried it one time, and I decided not to do it again. Fred would convince me to take it, but I usually refuse. Guys, aside from that, Fred would say that we should try to record ourselves anytime we get intimate, so we will watch it later. According to him, he enjoys watching it. Fred told me how he did that with his exes and wanted to try it with me. All the time he mentioned it, I usually turned it down. After some time, he stopped and started taking random pictures of me uncalled. He would tell me that he wasn't anything serious. I trusted him and didn't see any wrong in it also. When Fred stopped asking for us to record ourselves when getting intimate, I didn't think too much about it. I thought maybe he had forgotten or moved past that. But I didn't know that he had other plans. The video he sent to Josh, I remember that day like it was yesterday. As usual, we both were drunk and were in the mood to have fun together in bed. I thought it was our usual kind of fun when we would be free and do whatever we usually do in bed. But that day, I didn't know that Fred had other plans and was recording everything we were doing that day. Fred knew that I would not agree to it. That was why he didn't inform me about it. Guys, I honestly don't know what Fred's motive was in recording. Like I mentioned earlier, Fred loves to play a little bit too much, which is annoying at times. Sometimes he would ask me to pose for the camera in a very seductive way anytime I wear clothes that reveal my body shape. He never told me what he would use it for. In fact, at some point, I enjoyed taking such pictures. I didn't know why, but it became interesting to me. So guys, Fred didn't tell me about it. You all will not imagine that Fred had that video for months, and I wasn't aware of it. And it didn't cross my mind to break into his stuff to check for any suspicious things. I also didn't press further what he was taking those pictures for anyway, and I never thought that he was going to use it one day, and they were going to be what would change my life forever. A few minutes of video could destroy everything for me. I honestly didn't see that coming. That particular day that everything got exposed, Josh and I were hanging out with the rest of our friends. It was one of our casual outings. Everything was going on well. Nothing serious, though. Just drinks and snacks going round and random discussion about relationships. The discussion started off pretty well until it turned sour. Josh reminded everyone about what happened in their college years when one of the guys got cheated on by his partner and how he was depressed for months. Everyone started laughing because they usually use that to tease him sometimes. I also laughed at that moment, but I didn't know that laughter was going to turn into something else. A few minutes after that, Josh came across a video of a couple that filmed themselves while getting intimate, Josh told everyone how he couldn't imagine himself doing that. He said he found it disgusting and won't be comfortable knowing that a camera was there. The way he sounded made everyone laugh. Honestly, guys, it was very funny. Josh cracks everyone up once in a while anytime we were hanging out, but he wasn't as funny as Fred. Fred does his own effortlessly. So guys, while in that moment, Fred asked Josh how he would react if his partner would like that. Josh said he was sure that I don't do that, because we have been together for 7 years, and he can't do it also. Fred burst into laughter and asked Josh if he was so sure of what he was saying. Josh didn't take what Fred was saying seriously and continued what he was saying and focused on joking about how couples videoed themselves while getting intimate. While Josh was talking, Fred sent him a video, and he asked him what he had to say about it and smirked. Josh quickly opened the video to watch, and his facial expression changed immediately. Everyone was curious to know what it was, and Fred told them not to worry and sent it to the group. Everyone saw it and were shocked, including me. Of course, I was in the group, and so I got to see the video. I was so shocked to the extent that my phone fell out of my hands. My body went cold immediately. Josh yelled at Fred to explain what was the meaning of the nonsense he sent to him. Guys, Fred didn't only send a video about all the pictures of me he took unaware and the ones he asked me to pose. I felt really betrayed and I didn't know what to say. I was very speechless and embarrassed at the same time. Fred A.E. Josh came closer to me and nodded his head in disbelief, and he left. Everyone started whispering and making sides. Some laughed because they couldn't believe that Josh's wife could do such a thing. Also, they never saw Fred and I having an affair to the extent of filming. I didn't know how to explain that I had no idea about the video. I got emotional and bursted out crying. I couldn't control my emotions and I ran out of the hall. I wasn't even thinking straight at that moment. I stopped my taxi and went home immediately. On getting home, I met Josh really furious. I tried talking to him, but he didn't let me. I wanted to explain to him that I had no idea about the video and also apologize for it, but he ignored me. After a while, Josh got dressed and went out. He came back the next day, but he texted me to leave before he gets back. I waited for him to come and see if we could talk, but it was worse. Josh got really pissed when he saw that I hadn't left and asked the gatekeeper to throw me out, and he did. The gatekeeper locked me out with my belongings and didn't let me in. Guys, I didn't know when I started crying uncontrollably. I packed my things and went to meet Fred to ask him what he did. But guess what, guys? He wasn't remorseful. He asked me if I didn't enjoy myself that time, and also asked if I wasn't posing any time he wanted to snap me. Fred and I got into a very heated argument, and I slapped him and pulled him to the wall and expressed how frustrated I was. I even threatened to sue him for what he did, and he dared me to prove it. He told me that he had a lot of evidence to prove that he didn't force me to do anything or did anything without my consent. He showed me the pictures he took and some short video and made it a vlog. He asked me if I wasn't aware of them. Guys, I just stood there defeated. I didn't know what to do. All what he said were true, and it's difficult to prove otherwise. I left his place and wandered on the street shamelessly without knowing what to do. Guys, it's been a week now and I haven't heard anything from my husband. I feel so heartbroken. Update. Hey guys, it's been a while here. I'm here to update you all on what happened after my last update. Well, not much. Just that Josh and I both went our separate ways. He filed for a divorce and he wasn't ready to take me back. I got nothing out of the divorce. I left empty-handed without any penny for upkeep. As for Fred, we haven't spoken since the last time I confronted him about what he did. He had every evidence to prove that he wasn't guilty. I was just too stupid to have let him use me. Fred has completely ruined my life, and there's nothing I can do. Guys, I might just have to end writing this here. Writing this brought back a lot of emotions, and I'm trying to move on from what happened. What I did was wrong, and I'm not proud of it a bit. Life has been hard since Josh sent me out of the house. I can't pay my bills, and I don't have anyone to do that for me again. The ones I called friends have left me, and none is ready to help me. Well, I brought this upon myself, and I have no choice but to endure it.